Hello, welcome to the Knitting Project podcast. My name is Sharon. I'm coming to you from Surrey in the UK, where I live with my family and my animals. Today is Thursday, the 8th of September 2022, and this is episode 133. Welcome if you are a new viewer. Thank you so much for checking out my podcast, and welcome back if you're a returning viewer. I'm sorry, again, there's been a gap. It's just life at the moment, isn't it? Life is just so busy. On the plus side, I have an awful lot to show you, so go grab a drink, settle in with your favourite project, and we'll get started. So I've got a few finished objects. In fact, I've got more finished objects than whips, but I am knitting it for my little baby granddaughter. So Katie's due to have a little girl in January, so the needles are flying at the moment. And I've also been knitting for my niece for a friend of hers as well. So there's a lot of baby knitting going on. Apologies if that's not your thing. It's probably going to be what the majority of the podcast is going to be about from now on, for a little while anyway. But that's, with all that being said, my first object is not a baby object. It is a finished object. I have finished my Whitmore cardigan. So my Whitmore cardigan is a pattern by Amy Loudon of the Little Tailoress, and I absolutely adore it. It's in Lay Family Yarn DK from her Advent. I will slip it on. I'm not going to keep it on for long. It's so warm today. I was expecting, because it's rained and we've had thunderstorms all night, I was expecting it to have cooled off this morning, but it really hasn't. So here we go. So this is how it's turned out. I will stand up. I love it. I haven't got what's the word? I haven't got buttons on mine, just because I never do my cardigans up anyway. But I am thinking I might put a button just on the top. But that's how it's turned out. I love it. Looks quite good with this dress, doesn't it? I think because the dress isn't too busy. And it kind of matches that stripe there. So I've done full length sleeves. Well, full length-ish. Kind of missed on that sleeve. I think I must have one arm longer than the other, because this always happens. But yeah, I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And yeah, it's let's turn around so you can see the back. Hopefully it's not up at the back. It's been washed, it's been blocked, it's been worn. I wore it to the Southern Wool show, but in actual fact it was so hot I ended up taking it off, so I'm going to do that right now. I'll talk to you a little bit about the pattern. So the way Amy writes her patterns, your hand is held every step of the way. So if you've never made a cardigan before, if you've never made a garment before, or if you've never done lace work before, this would be a really great pattern to start with, because where the lace is, that she tells you where to put the stitch markers, so it just works. So if you've gone wrong, which, you know, let's face it, we all go wrong, you know really quickly, and you've only got to take back that little section rather than the whole rows. And I really like that. I love that. I just love this. I really do. I love how colourful it is. I love that it's DK, so it's really warm. So it was a really good use of a DK Advent. I didn't in the end make it longer, because as you saw, it hit me quite nicely on my waist. I was just like, oh, actually that will do. That will do nicely. I did mine on 4.5mm needles. And yeah, absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So I'm very glad that's off the needles. And it will be going away with me today. Right. Should I go in order that I finish things, or yeah, might as well, mightn't we? Let's go start off with this one. So this is a little baby cardigan. This is the classic baby cardigan. It is a pattern by Debbie Bliss. Now she uses her Debbie Bliss Baby Cash Merino. Now one of the issues with Debbie Bliss patterns is they tend to be bespoke to her yarn, and her yarn tends to be slightly off from everybody else's. So the Baby Cash Merino is thicker than a fingering weight, but isn't a DK, so it's kind of a sport weight. So I ended up using 2 strands of fingering weight held together, and it's a little bit bigger but not majorly, and I figured obviously bigger is better than smaller because the babies grow quite quickly. So up until this point here, where you can see it is actually slightly different, that's slightly mellower, and whereas that was a bit slightly busier, that one I held the one skein double. So this was the Fibre Fox's lovely Fairy Godmother colourway, and I did it so that I held the beginning and the end of the ball together and knit it that way. So, and then when it got to the yoke, I knit it with a very pale pink held singularly, so I didn't run out completely. So as you can see, there's a very slight fade to it, and it is only a very slight fade. You can't really notice it, but there is a slight fade to it. In hindsight, next time I will take 2 100-gram skeins and knit them side by side. Not do that, but it worked for this. Now this construction was fabulous because it's knit in pieces until you get to the arm decreases. So the back was knit, the two fronts were knit, and the sleeves are all knit until you get to the arm decreases, and then you put the whole lot on one needle, and then the rest of it, so these lovely raglins, which are just beautiful, so neat, I really like them, are all done in one piece. Again, very clever use of stitch markers for where you need to do things, and then the button band and the neckband is done separately. Now with the buttons, I don't know whether you'll be able to see these. I don't know if I can put a little bit of white paper behind them. Hold on, let me have a little go at wrangling some white paper. I have a little bit of white paper here. I put a slit in it, it might show up. Right, you might be able to see them now. So I have learned a technique whereby you embroider on buttons. Can you see that? It's a little tiny rose or tulip, both works. So it's basically a little French knot, and then using embroidery floss on the 2 holes. The idea is that actually you do this on a 4-hole button, but due to a slight mistake and misunderstanding with Hobbycraft, I ended up with 2-row buttons, which is just a 2-hole buttons, which was annoying. But yeah, so can you see there's that little rose? So they have been embroidered on each of the cardigan buttons, which I love. I love that little touch. It's such a sweet little finishing touch. I want to embroider all my buttons in future, although hubby wasn't impressed when I said could I embroider his button on his trousers. He was like, no, you can't. So yeah, so that's the little classic cardigan. It's 3 to 6 month size. I'm not doing any first sizes just in case she has a really big baby. And then obviously she can grow into them. If not, she'll just put them on her anyway. It will just be really cozy. So the next thing, I'm knitting these all from the Debbie Bliss Ultimate Baby Book, which you will see in a minute because I've got another pattern that's in my works in progress. So I'll show you both of these patterns when I get to that. So the next one up, I needed to, oh, where did that book go? Is that over there? There it is. Okay, let's grab that. I can see it hanging out the bottom. That's useful. I stuck the ball band in my diary so I can remember what it is. So this is a little shrug. This again was an interesting construction. It was knit, you start at the back, increase for the sleeves, then go decrease for the sleeves and split for the front. So it's all knit in one piece, which is clever, and then you seam up the insides here. So this is all seamed. So there's a seam up there, which, as you know, I don't mind sewing, so well, not knitting garments anyway, so I don't mind doing the seaming. And then you do the what are these called? The bands and the sleeve bands separately. I'm not sure I'd do those separately in future. I might try and wrangle them on at the same time. Don't know how you do that, but so this is an Aran yarn. It's a sort of a rose gold with tweedy bits, which I really like. I like this. It's very thick because it's an Aran. and it's the yarn is the Women's Institute Soft and Smooth Tweed Aran. You get 400 grams for £12.50 from Hobbycraft. And yeah, that's what I used. I've got white and I've got that pink. I might make her a white one as well, because white and the baby is a really good idea, isn't it? Right, so with that yarn, I'm going to carry on with that. I have made a little baby blanket. So this is a corner to corner crochet blanket. I'm going to stand up for this, otherwise it's not going to fit in the screen. And this is for my niece Gemma. Her friend's having a little baby, and she wanted some bits made. So I've did this. I mean, this is Aran weight, so it's really nice and thick and squidgy, but also because it's corner to corner on crochet, it didn't take me that long. Sounds like somebody's trying to come through the door, and as I'm the only one here, that is slightly concerning. So yeah, that's a little blanket. I used a tutorial by Bella Coco on YouTube for how I do my corner to corner blankets, and that one worked really well. I did increase slightly and decrease slightly and stay the same to make it more of a rectangle than a square, which is a new technique. I haven't done that before, so that was interesting. But yeah, that's what I used. So we're getting through them, aren't we? Next up is the little hat I made. This is from the Debbie Bliss book, Baby Knitting for Beginners. It's actually knit flat according to the book, so I started off with it flat, and then the brain went, why are you not knitting this in the round? So then I joined it and knit the rest in the round. I love this. Isn't that cute? So cute. You forget how small babies' heads are. And this is beautiful yarn. This is Scapy's Stone Washed, and it's a mixture of cotton and acrylic, and it is so baby soft. It's beautiful. So again, this is for Gemma, for her friend. That's where I had to sew up, there we go, the bottom bit where I hadn't done it in the round. But if you're new to knitting in the round, or you want something flat, Debbie Bliss's books are very good for that. So that's the little hat. And then she wanted some little mitts too. And these are the little mittens. They're cute. They are simply adorable. I love them so much. And I mean, I knit both of these in an evening. They are lovely. So this is a free pattern. They're called the Jack and Jill Baby Mittens, and they are by, and it's on her her blog, and it's Mary Ann's Lazy Daisy Days. Okay. And yeah, they're just a little free pattern, but they're lovely. Now the only thing I changed is I did the rib. I did a 1x1 twisted rib on her pattern. It's just a 1x1 rib, but I thought, oh, let's I thought it'd be quite nice to mix it up and just do a little twisted rib on them. So little baby mitts, because this baby's due in November, so mitts I'm sure will be very welcome. So that's it for the finished objects. Oh my goodness. That's what happens when I don't record. So next up, works in progress, and should we carry on with the baby knits, and then we can go to the one that isn't a baby knit. And I can't believe I haven't actually finished it, but hey ho. Right, so this is the book that I'm on about. It's Debbie Bliss, The Ultimate Book of Baby Knits, which is this one here. And I have done, I'm not doing the blankets out of here because, well, quite frankly, I'm already doing one blanket. She doesn't need any more. So this is the classic cardigan. And then I'm slowly working my way through this book actually. This is the little baby shrug. And then this is what I'm making now, which is the duffel coat. There's a better picture. There we go. Try and keep the pattern bit away. There we go. So for that I am using oh hello, my yarn's come undone. Butterfly Blossom by Les Family Yarn, and it is a DK. It's very pretty, very pretty. And this is how it's knitting up. So for the back I've just done the bottom part of the back and decreased for the arms, and now I'm doing the rest of the back. So this is a garter stitch, and the whole thing's garter stitch, and it is knit in pieces, so I will have to seam all of this. But it's got pockets. How cute is that? It's going to have little baby pockets. There we go, there's my ball of yarn. It's blowing out a little bit. I still haven't got my yarn winding properly, so we're still hand winding yarn, which is okay when it's a DK, slightly more problematical when it's fingering weights. And I'm doing this on 4mm needles, and I've just got them, are they 4s? Yes, I've just got some Knit Pro Symphonies for these. I have got, however, I haven't shown you that because they were off the needles. I treated myself at the Southern Wool Show to a new pair of 4mm, and I'm not going to lose them in a hurry. They are Licky needles, which I love, so yeah. They're in, that was what the mitts were in, so this is now going to go into here. At the moment it's living in a giant kit bag, but although it's drawstring, it undoes itself all the time and then bits fall out, so I'm going to move it out of that. And I thought this would make a perfect project bag, but it doesn't, so I'm going to have to think of something else for this, but it's very pretty and I do love it. So that's my baby knitting at the moment. I'm going to go back to finishing off that duffel coat. And I'm really enjoying knitting these small projects, and they're finished quickly. And then my last one is hanging out in my little Jubilee butterfly bag from Jules of So Sweet Violet. This was a birthday present from my husband. And in it I have got, it's all about the butterflies, my Butterfly Blossom. It's the same yarn as I'm using for the oh, what's it called, the baby jumper, but these are socks. So these are little shorty socks. I'm using the mini that came with it, and at the top there's little bubbles on the cast on, and then I'm just doing the toe and then the heel turn at the bottom there. So that one you have seen is already finished. This one I'm not sure where you last saw it, and I was desperate to get this finished for the podcast, but I just missed. So this will be a finished object hopefully the next time you see it. But I'm decreasing on the toe. I do my socks on 2 circulars, and I use 2.5mm and a 60 stitch count on my vanilla socks. Again, we've got a garter stitch heel turn in the purple, and I have definitely got enough purple left for the rest of the toe. I was worried about doing a whole heel because there's quite a lot of yarn because of the bubbles on the top on the cuff, so I decided I'd just do, rather than doing the whole of the heel, I just did a little turn at the bottom. So hopefully I'll have enough of this left. I haven't got much of this left. I'm not sure if I have enough left to make a little pair of baby socks, but if I do, it can go into my baby socks. And then also I've popped that in the bag, which is the SCL1 TNO stripes from Woolly Goodness, because I want to make a little pair of stripy baby socks. So that can go, that's just sitting in the bag, so that if I run out of sock knitting, because I finished that sock when I was out, I could start them. But I didn't run out. I had a really bad day on Tuesday. I'm still suffering from COVID fatigue, and and some days it's worse than others. Today it's fine. I'm not tired at all, which is nice. But on Tuesday I couldn't keep my eyes open, which was annoying because I had Nala as well, so it was quite a difficult day to be very tired. And I can only assume it's because I overdid it at the weekend, and yeah, I ended up suffering on Tuesday. So we were going out Tuesday evening. It was Johnny's first birthday. Would you believe that? He's been around for a year, bless him. It was Johnny's first birthday, so we were driving down to theirs, and I've normally got time to do quite a bit of knitting on the way to theirs, but no, it wasn't happening. I just slept. And then also it's a year since we bought our caravan. How exciting is that? Right, so here we go. I have got so much else to show you. That's the knitting content. Now we have the what I've bought. So first up is I wanted to make the So Sweet Violet hot water bottle. So if you've not seen this, if you really don't watch So Sweet Violet, Lovely Jules has brought out a hexy hot water bottle cover pattern, and I love the idea of this. So this is what it looks like. I cannot wait to make it. So in here I've bought the ultimate kit, and basically you get everything you need. So you've got the templates for the hexes, you've got the pre-cut fabric, needles, backing fabric, other fabric, wadding, I know that what that is, I know that's wadding, strips of fabric for the binding, pins, a friction pen, what are they? More needles? So 2 sets of needles, glue pen, thread, so this was the ultimate box, and a button, and lots of little things like this which I keep finding, even though I think I've got them all. So I'm really looking forward to doing this. I'm going to take it away with me to the caravan today, and I'm going to baste these and possibly sew them together. Now I can English paper piece without any trouble whatsoever. I'm just not too sure about the rest of it, especially as some of it's going to require talking to my sewing machine, so yeah, we'll see. But I figure it's a really good thing to start on, isn't it? But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So that was one of the things that was my new acquisition, and as I said, that's going to go down the caravan with me. It did occur to me as I was saying that I have the bee hanger, wall hanger down the caravan that I haven't finished, and I want to, so I probably, bearing in mind I bought it before I bought the caravan, so that's over a year ago now. I need to get that done, so I might try and get that done this weekend as well. So this weekend might not be so much about the baby knits, it might be about doing all the other crafts, including that, but equally I went to the Southern Wool Show. I have a few bits to show you, but before I do that, that's escaped, excuse me. Right, so this is Self-Striping Sparkle 4-ply Autumn Rainbow by Woolly Goodness. In her update, absolutely adored it, had to have it. Isn't that beautiful? If you're thinking about going into your autumn colours now, oh, I think she's got a few left. And I think there's a mini skein set that's in similar colours too. Oh, it's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So that was what another acquisition. I think now most of these are, we'll just go with it. Shall we just go with it? So this is Yarns You Like, and in here I've got my Southern Wool Show programme. Right, what else have I got in here? So this is from, yeah, Yarns You Like, and this is for, I've put the book away, haven't I? the wall hanging. There's a wall hanging of hearts in the baby book, and Katie's nursery is going to be clouds and muted rainbow, and she's chosen these colours for me to make the little heart hanging out of. So we've got some different yarns here. So this is popcorn yarn, which is made out of the kernel of popcorns. Apparently if you iron it, it smells of popcorn too. So that's it. But it's really soft. I mean, you can make stuff for the baby out of this. It's so soft. What's the washing on it? Hand wash. Well, that's pretty standard, isn't it? So that's that one. And then this one is made out of, what are you made out of? Sugarcane. That's blowing out, isn't it? It's not white, it's more of an ecru colour. Yeah, again, it's so soft. So I'm going to keep these yarns in mind for other things that I want to make out of that book, because it is baby soft. So that's yarns you like. And then let's go with this. I asked Kate to choose some DK she would like a baby hat out of, and she chose this. And I'm going to contact the lovely Robin from A Crafty Bird to make me a couple of pom-poms, tiny pom-poms to go on top. So I'm going to do a pussycat hat, and yeah, which I think will be lovely. And then what else have we got? What's in here? Oh, that's lots of things in there. We'll do that one in a minute. That's not knitting. Again, we'll do that in a minute. Right, let's do this one next. So I went to, well, I was walking past Adventures in Yarncraft and saw that she's got pumpkins for kits. So I didn't want a kit because I didn't need the other bits, but she did have the patterns for sale separately, and I really liked this yarn. So this is her sweater weather yarn, and I'm going to make Meg a pumpkin because Meg is all about Halloween and adores pumpkins. And if I ever get my August vlog up, which is taking forever, you'll see she bought a lot of pumpkins in Hobbycraft at one point. But yeah, so I'm going to make her a pumpkin. So that's that one. Again, you go with that. You are not knitting, I'll show you in a minute. This was my first purchase at the Southern Wool Show, and this is all wool that ends wool, and it is the, what's it called? Hint of Rainbow mini skein set. That's very me, isn't it? You could have guessed I bought that, really. And I would like to make a stripy jumper for the baby in that, which I think will be really lovely. And I'm thinking there might be enough for a stripy hat, stripy mitts, stripy socks left over. So yeah, I really liked that, and that was the first thing I bought. And then this was another one that I adored as I kept walking past. So this is Truly Hooked, and is her Cafe de Mer yarn. It's a DK, and I think this might actually have to be a hat for me. I'm all about this colour, aren't I, this year? This is my colour of the year. It all started on the Kelly's Woolay retreat last year when I dyed that yarn, that colour, and it's just carried on all throughout the year. It's been an aqua themed year. It's been the year of the aqua. I also got some little stitch markers because I took the socks with me to the Southern Wool Show and then realised I hadn't got any stitch markers in that bag whatsoever, which was really annoying, as you know, I have stitch markers coming out of my ears. So I bought some stitch markers so I could carry on knitting my socks. So next up was the knitted gift shop, and I love this gift place so much. So we have bought, so this is the knitting gift shop, and I just love their bits. So that's a shawl pin, which I really liked, and I might actually use it on my Whitmore just to close it up at the top. Then I bought a wooden needle holder with needles. Now I'm not so keen on these needles, but they do fit my other needles, which I do like, so I'm going to keep the holder and put the needle somewhere else, possibly in a prize package. A little wooden needle gauge, because I cannot have enough of these. In fact, I needed to measure some needles yesterday, couldn't find any of my needle gauges, and had to grab this one out of this my podcast basket in order to use it, so that was clever. And then I've got two little beaded bracelets, which I love, so these are what they are. The reason I've got two is they're different colours. So I've got a lovely sort of greeny coloured one, and I've got a purple one as well. So I like both of those. I'm thinking that I might just take one of those with me to do over the weekend, because I want to do all the kits. And then I also got a vintage flower brooch, which again, and that one's in pinks and white, which again I'm thinking I'll take for the weekend, and I may use that instead on my Whitmore. We'll see. I really like that. Right, so I think that's finally it for that. Then I've only got two more acquisitions. The new almanac for next year is out. I have got that. There is a reason I got these. I ordered the new novel by Michael Ball from W.H. Smith, and if you pre-ordered it, it was a signed copy. But to get free postage, you needed to pay over £30. I was like, oh, okay then, I'll do that. I'll add a few bits. And they have the almanac, and I've always wanted to erect this journal. So I've got both of those, and I've already started putting stuff on there. I've already started it. So that way I didn't have to pay for postage. And then they sent it. I wasn't expecting to get those to October when the book came out. I was expecting them to go, no, that's, you know, we'll hold those until the book goes out. And they turned up. I was like, oh, okay, well, thank you for that. I wasn't expecting it, but I've got them already. So that is it for everything, I think, believe it or not. It looks like a bomb's dropped around me now. Oh my goodness. So in other news from the Knitting Project, I have a vlog. I'm not going to put it on the end of this because it would make this majorly too long. It's going to require a fair bit of editing and splicing together and stuff, but it's sort of all about my summer in everything we got cut off there. So I'm not sure how far it got into that, but I have a vlog. It's everything we've done in August. And if I was to add, I think actually I could do next weekend. I could put on the end of here, or not next weekend. How can I put next weekend? Oh, it's just, yeah. Last weekend I could put on the end of here and put that out. That might work. So that would be, we went to see Frozen in London at the theatre on Friday. Oh my goodness, that was so good. Oh, I just loved it. Loved every minute. I love Frozen anyway, but the special effects is just incredible. So if you get a chance to go see Frozen, please do. It's amazing. And then I went to the Southern Wool Show on Saturday and Sunday. I went on Saturday with my lovely friend Sally, and then Sunday I went with my daughter Katie. So I can put that footage on the end of this, and then if it's okay with you lot and you're happy, I will at some point put everything together from August and just do like a summer vlog drop. I think that might be the easiest way of doing it. I tried to do it yesterday, but each time it's all on my phone. Don't ask me why I did that. That was a mistake. I need to put it on my camera. It was all on my phone, and each time I was trying to airdrop it from my phone to my laptop, someone rung me, and when they ring you, it interrupts it, and I'm like, helpful. So I'm going to do I'll just do like a vlog drop at some point. So it has got some bits of knitting in it and some bits of me talking, but most of it is just sort of going to be music and the hot air balloons and night glows and things. So yeah, I'll get that done. Oh, I forgot this. I've got a knitter's bracelet from So Sweet Violet, Jules, which I love. It's a small one, but the only small thing about me is my wrists, so it actually does fit me, which is lovely. I'm really liking this. So for my podcast now, I'm wearing my knitter's necklace, which is from Bed of Roses, I think it's called, and my knitter's bracelet, which I love, and my sheepy earrings. Okay, podcast day. Everybody's going to know, oh, it's podcast day by what I'm wearing. Tonight, I am going to Longleat, and we are doing a balloon meet at Longleat, although the weather is awful, so I don't know whether we'll get to do any ballooning, but not that I really mind. I'll be honest and say I'm really tired, so not doing anything appeals, if I'm honest. Going through the girls, Katie felt the baby move for the first time yesterday, which is so exciting. Really, really, really happy for her. She's got a horrible cold though, so she's feeling a bit sorry for herself. Charlie's fine, ticking along. They're house hunting, and then Meg, she is also in Kinky Boots in the Horth in Crawley at the beginning of October, so she's in major rehearsals for that as well, so she's a very busy girl at the moment, bless her. It's all about the theatre. Very much all about the theatre, but she loves it, bless her. Yeah, I think that's it. Now next week I'm never going to say never with the podcast. I'm going to say next week I'm not back until Tuesday, so I wouldn't record on the Monday, and then Tuesday I've got the little energy ball, and Wednesday I've got the little energy ball. I don't think I've got the little energy ball on Thursday, the energy ball being Nala, the adorable little Cocker Spaniel that my daughter has, and it absolutely has my heart. So I might be able to do it on the Thursday. I've got a lot next week. Kate's got meetings and things she's got to do at work that involves her being out of the house. So I've got her for quite a bit of next week. But we're not away next week. It's going to be a quieter week in that respect. Right, I'm going to put this lot away. So thank you so much for joining me today. Take care, and I'll see you next week.